somebody can walk around and pick them up.
But, but that's something a manager would do, not the public, right?
Right.
Whatever. I mean,
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
it depends on the access to your collection. Yeah, if you wanted to turn somebody in there and they're looking for something that's scattered through the collection, and you trust them to wander around in the range, then fine, give them the report.
yeah, that's an absolutely curatorial decision. I don't care what your people see.
The curator can grant that privilege to users.
Right. So far, object tracking's been a fairly internal thing, and it doesn't really matter if you know where that thing is or not. You're not going to find it because it's in a freezer and it's locked.
You want to show user permissions?
Yeah,
So,
agents and
user
stuff.
permissions, user roles, and how that's
Sure.
Users.
What's that under?
It's under management,
Management.
under Arctos, Arctos users.
So should we pick on Carla?
Carla again.
Yeah. Actually, it's this one.
Sort of a summary that happens to be very wide. What do you want to say about it? So these are, on this side, there's essentially
Something fun.
access roles. These things are all Oracle user roles. They're all fairly customizable. So Carla can do all these things, and I can give them and take them from her based on the roles that I already have. So essentially, you can assign people up to your level. If you have that one, and then this side is collection roles essentially. So Carla has access to all of these collections, and doesn't have access to these collections, and I can give her the ones that I have access to, which I think is not all of them.
So I can't update the UAN or MSP
Right.
record.
Right. Nor can Carla allow me to update UAM records because she doesn't have that.
Okay, it's 11 o'clock now. If you guys are willing to stay and talk, we can stay another half hour and ask questions. But for anyone who's got an 11 o'clock appointment, thank you for coming.
We should just one more. I think it showed data entry. Data entry forms might be useful. So you can, if you go back to specimen under data, you can see bulk load specimens. So you can actually, batch upload specimens or do it through a data entry form.
Just a fairly generic form. There are a few, there's still some collection specific tweaks.
Yeah, so the form is generic, I think, but then the attributes that you see would depend on the collection. For example,
Right.
if you're entering, paleo stuff, you're going to see different things than if you're in birds.
Right. Yeah, so I think when you create a collection in this form, once again, I hate writing code, so it builds itself, and then I can go through and customize it a little bit.
You can either enter a new locality or you can pick one. So if you've already created your locality IDs in the database and then you're attaching specimens to it, you just enter the ID and pick it.
Do the same thing with collecting events.
And then parts.
Why don't you show how if you tab in a controlled field that you can actually pick? Like,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So like abundance is uncontrolled, and page class is apparently broken for plants. There must be something there, numeric that accepts an integer and a units.
But there's 3 kinds of attributes. Just open text strings. You can put anything you want into the attribute. Controlled vocabulary text strings has to be male, female, or unknown, or something like that. And then numeric attributes where you put in a number and units.
Should have done bird. So
The locality ID, that would be.
So there are 3 ways to record age. The bird folks have a thing called age. It's just a description. I don't know what sort of thing you use that for.
It's just a text. We don't, rather than trying to categorize, it's basically a text string, like 3rd year plumage,
Right, and then
Blah, blah,
categorical
blah.
and numeric, and these are all assertions that have things like determiners and methods.
You can show 'em how
But
to-
tab out of like
Yeah.
scientific name or something